I am Jasmine, 27 years old. It's sudden, but my husband is having an affair. Lately, my husband's behavior has been really suspicious. So I checked his phone, and I found out about the affair. As I was wondering what to do, I found a key I've never seen before at the bottom of his bag. I couldn't believe it, but I searched the whole house, and I found a safe in the closet, and when I opened it, I found underwear that wasn't mine. I was taken aback that my husband, Sterling, had such a hobby. I wanted to continue searching, but I heard loud footsteps approaching, so I quickly hid the underwear. At that moment, my mother-in-law showed up.
What are you doing? Sterling said that you didn't greet him at the front door earlier today. You can't make a living without having Sterling to feed you, so you should at least do your part properly.
Not again. She's always so annoying. By the way, I can work if I want to. I don't work because Sterling doesn't want me to. As for the greeting at the door, he told me that I don't have to do it because he doesn't come home at a specific time every day.
I'm sorry, but it's hard, because he doesn't call me in advance, and I have no idea when he comes home. Well, that's something a housewife should be able to figure out with her intuition.
I wanted to point out to her that someone who can do that is a psychic or a martial artist, but it seemed troublesome, so I kept it to myself. Besides, my mother-in-law isn't very intuitive either. If she were, she'd understand how I am feeling. My mother-in-law is a divorcee. I'm not saying that being divorced is a bad thing, but I can understand why she is divorced. My father-in-law must have had a tough time. My mother-in-law moved in with us, without asking us when we got married. Of course, Sterling and I discussed it, especially since we were newlyweds, and we decided to ask her to move out. Reluctantly, my mother-in-law agreed, but it's already been 6 months since then. In other words, in just 6 months, I've been bullied by my mother-in-law and cheated on by my husband. I'll never forget about these past 6 months. One day when I was wondering whether to forgive him or divorce, my mother-in-law made a proposal.
Jasmine, why don't we cook dinner together for Sterling tonight? It's his birthday today, isn't it? I'll help you make dinner for a change.
Even if she says cook together, I'll probably be doing most of it. I was thinking like that, but I was going to decide whether to forgive him or not, so I went along with my mother-in-law's suggestion. I wondered how Sterling would respond.
That's fine, but I don't know when he'll be back. Oh, he said he'll be late today, so let's make it a surprise. We'll cook at Sterling's workplace. He'll be thrilled.
Sterling is a freelancer. Before my mother-in-law moved in with us, he worked from home, but since she moved in, he said that she was a disturbance, and he rented an apartment nearby to work. Although he told me not to come because it's his workplace, I guess he contacted my mother-in-law, and even gave her a spare key. Anyway, I bought the grocery, and my mother-in-law and I arrived at his workplace.
In any case, it's so barren. There's only a bed. What's going on? It's dusty and dirty. You're letting him work in this condition? I'm sorry.
I shouldn't be the one apologizing, but if I don't, she won't stop complaining, and it's troublesome, so I decided to apologize anyway.
Never mind that. Just start cooking. He'll be home soon. Isn't this supposed to be his workplace? He doesn't even have a desk? He only has a bed and a fridge here. I wonder if he is using this place only for sleeping.
Indeed, now that she mentioned it, a desk should be essential for a workplace. The bed is even larger than the double bed we sleep in together. I wonder what this room is really used for.
Well, we won't be able to cook here. Can you go and buy some appetizers or something?
Such a selfish mother and son. However, this might be an opportunity. I decided to order something on the phone and pick up later.
Daisy, I have to pick up a few more things when I go to pick up the food, so I'll be a bit late. I'll be back before Sterling comes home.
When I told her, she just kept looking at her phone and waved while humming. When I came home from shopping, my mother-in-law came running happily.
Oh my, Jasmine, you have such flashy underwear. You lack charm so much that you need things like these, don't you? You shouldn't leave them in a place where anyone can find them.
She's right, really. What is Sterling doing? My mother-in-law seemed delighted to have found something that embarrasses me. And she was playfully swinging the underwear that she had found. When I looked down and suppressed my laughter, my mother-in-law misunderstood that I was shaking from embarrassment, and she looked happy.
Daisy, I've prepared a cardboard box to use as a table and some paper plates. You said that you got a message from Sterling saying that he was coming home soon, right? Yes, seriously, he should have come home sooner, since I prepared everything for him. I wonder what is taking him so long.
She said that she prepared everything, but she actually only told me what to do and didn't do any work. Yet, how can she say like that? I'm sure that my mother-in-law will take credit for it when Sterling comes home. Anyway, depending on Sterling's attitude today, it won't matter to me anymore. When I thought that this might be the last time, I was able to let it slide. Since it was supposed to be a surprise for Sterling, I told my mother-in-law not to tell Sterling that we are here, so she texted him in a way that he won't find out. She asked him if he was going to his workplace before coming home, and if so, what time. Then she showed me his reply, I'm going back to the office in about 30 minutes, and finish up the remaining work. He didn't reply to me.
Surprising him at his workplace was the right choice. Who knows what time he'd have come home if we were waiting at home.
As we chatted, Sterling arrived on time. Since it was a surprise for him, we hid in the living room, holding our breaths.
Oops, did I forget to turn off the lights? This is terrible. Did you check?
He said as he walked towards the living room. However, there were footsteps from two people.
Welcome back. We've been waiting for you. You must be hungry. I prepared everything by myself. Wait, who's this? Hey, Sterling, what's going on? Welcome home. You said you were working late every day, but this is what you've been doing? So, is this the girl you've been having an affair with? She's quite charming.
Without fully understanding the situation, Sterling raised his voice.
Why do you have the key? I never gave you, Jasmine. I made a spare key myself. So, who is this woman?
The woman who had been hiding behind Sterling timidly stepped forward.
Nice to meet you. I've been working with Sterling, and he's been a great help to me. My name is Azaria. I'm sorry if I've caused any misunderstanding for you. I'm leaving now. If you are misunderstanding, you must be feeling uncomfortable with me being here.
She hurriedly prepared to leave, but my mother-in-law stopped her.
If it was a misunderstanding, I'm sorry. Since we are celebrating Sterling's birthday today, would you like to join us? She should, right? Yeah, that's right. We work together, after all. Your misunderstanding can be cleared up, Jasmine.
I was also curious, so I decided to ask Azaria.
Are you and my husband working for the same company? Since when? I've been working with him for about 2 to 3 months. Sterling has always been so kind to me. We work for different companies, and we are just business partners.
Does she really think that I would believe that kind of excuse? She probably didn't expect me here today. Normally, people would not invite a business partner to a room like this. It's quite annoying that she thinks that she can get away with an excuse like this. When I looked at my mother-in-law, she was desperately trying to salvage the situation in a cold sweat. She suggested that we have a meal all together to prove her son's innocence. However, even my mother-in-law, who is not quick to notice things, knew that there was something going on. She saw a room with only a bed, and she also saw the underwear. Sterling didn't give me the key to his workplace, and he showed up with a woman we don't know. As I looked at Sterling, perhaps he thought we believed her excuse and he was playfully interacting with Azaria while he looked relieved. Azaria, too, seemed to think that her quick-witted excuse worked, and she put her guard down. I'm unfortunate to be in this situation. Maybe divorcing and leaving these three would make me happier? Thinking that, I decided in my heart to get a divorce. So, I decided to stir up this situation.
But after all, meeting a married man in secret could be seen as an affair, don't you think? Sterling, why don't we get a divorce?
In an instant, the room fell silent. I was glad because that was what I wanted.
Huh? You feel that way because there is only a bed in this room? You might misunderstand indeed, but you are accusing me without any evidence. Oh well, you're the one who is making false accusations, so you can't claim alimony or anything, okay? Maybe I should counterclaim, for defamation? You ruined the celebratory mood. Just show some evidence already. It's true that I don't have evidence, but your mother showed me the underwear that isn't mine earlier. Isn't that Azaria's?
Sterling looked at his mother. She was flustered.
Oh, that was a gift. You haven't been very sexy lately, so I thought maybe something like that could help. It's not evidence of anything. You jumped to conclusions. Mom, don't do things to cause misunderstandings. Your plan to surprise me has failed,
Sterling said, and he was going to pretend that there was nothing going on.
First of all, it's your fault for not being an attractive woman, appearance and all. You should be grateful that someone like you were able to get married. It's all thanks to me that you have a once-in-a-lifetime memory.
What is he talking about? Originally, our relationship was initiated by Sterling. We first met in college, but it wasn't until we joined the same club that he started approaching me every day and confessing his feelings. I turned him down several times, but I was drawn to his persistent sincerity, so I agreed to go out with him. Somehow, over time, it seems that Sterling has convinced himself that I'm head over heels for him.
No, you were the one who asked me out, and also proposed me. Yet, you have an affair, and now you are trying to run away while pretending that nothing is going on? What are you talking about? Even if it were an affair, what's wrong with that? It's your fault for not being attractive enough to the point where I have an affair. As soon as you started working, you started wearing modest clothes and makeup.
It seems that Sterling has a thing for girls with heavy makeup and flashy clothes. When I started working, I stopped wearing all that. Azaria has curly hair, and she looks like me in the past. Azaria looks to be in her early 20s at most. She's wearing revealing clothes that I can't wear anymore. Well, judging from the underwear my mother-in-law showed me earlier, and the ones that were hidden in the closet, I kind of knew it. She's a young girl who likes flashy clothes and wears a heavy makeup, and she likes underwear that seems pointless to wear. He had asked me to wear such things before, but I refused. I don't think it's right for him to ask me to wear such things, and he has an affair, because I refused, and he uses this as a reason for a divorce in the end.
Anyway, since I'm innocent, I can confidently have an affair after the divorce. Well, maybe it wouldn't be called an affair then. Too bad, too bad. That's practically admitting that you are having an affair. It would have been nice if there was some evidence.
Sterling and Azaria wore triumphant expressions, while my mother-in-law looked stunned. She still doesn't seem to understand the situation. I'll leave my mother-in-law alone for now. Suddenly, Azaria's phone rang. Someone was calling her.
Azaria, why don't you answer your phone? It's been ringing for a while. Oh, it's fine. It seems like a wrong number.
A wrong number at this hour? It was already past 8 p.m. It's probably not from a telemarketer.
It's still ringing. You should answer and say it's a wrong number. I'll call back when I get home. I'll be leaving soon anyway.
I sighed and decided to tell what I know.
It's your husband calling, right? Huh? Why?
Azaria was looking at me, with a puzzled expression.
Why are you saying that? Azaria's husband? She is single, you know. Maybe she has a part-time job and does housework for someone?
He's as carefree as ever. I also told Sterling.
First of all, Azaria is married. You are newlyweds, right? No. I'm not married, so please stop with the baseless speculations.
At that moment, the doorbell rang.
Who is it at this hour? Did we make too much noise, and someone is here to complain?
As I was about to go to the front door, Azaria stopped me, seemingly realizing something.
Why are you stopping me? Please stop, there's probably a misunderstanding. I'll get the door, so please stay here.
She desperately tried to stop me, while her beautifully curled hair was bouncing around everywhere. It was like Azaria's last-ditch effort to halt the scene of infidelity.
I'm already in the room, Jasmine. Azaria, what are you doing here?
A man who we have never met before was standing while leaning against the door of the living room.
Who are you? This is clearly trespassing. I can report you to the police. Please, go ahead. I'm Titus, Azaria's husband. She didn't answer the phone, so I came to pick her up. Well, this will probably be the last time.
Azaria was trembling violently. My mother-in-law still looked stunned.
Titus, you're misunderstanding. I was just invited for a meal. I heard everything. Jasmine was letting me listen to the conversation over the phone until I called you, and I was shocked. My wife was claiming to be single. Of course, I've recorded it all. I recorded when Jasmine's husband made the comment implying an affair too.
Sterling seemed to have realized his mistake, but he quickly tried to deny it.
I just said that to make Jasmine jealous, so we can make up. Then what's this?
When he placed the papers in front of Sterling and Azaria, their eyes widened as they looked at it. There were numerous photos that showed what they did in a hotel room and in this room.
How did you get these? You said there was no evidence. You deceived me. I just said that I didn't have them, and I just didn't tell you that he had them. Today's recording was just for confirmation. When your mother showed me the underwear, which is now the evidence, I finally became sure of it. I'm grateful to my mother-in-law. Thank you, Daisy.
Indeed, I had no evidence. I didn't have money I can use freely, so I was thinking how to gather evidence. That's when a man contacted me, and that was Titus. Since he had suspicions, he had hired a detective agency and quickly secured evidence. He found out about my existence and got in touch. He offered to provide evidence and asked for my cooperation in a sting operation. My mother-in-law didn't fully grasp the situation, but because I thanked her, she said,
"Oh, it's fine. I didn't know that you can properly thank me."
Upon hearing this, Sterling kicked my mother-in-law out. Personally, I would have preferred her to stay because she was clueless. However, Sterling didn't want her to stay, since she was the one who gave us the evidence, and he probably didn't want her to make the situation worse for him.
Now that there are no more obstacles in our way, let's move forward with the divorce proceedings. You mentioned divorce earlier, didn't you? Actually, I've already prepared the divorce papers. Wait a minute. Then, you are going to demand alimony from me, aren't you? I didn't know that Azaria was married, so I don't need to pay Titus anything. But with you, please wait.
Certainly, as Sterling said, if you didn't know the person with whom you had a fire was married, you may not have to pay alimony. However, there was a problem.
Then I'll report it to your company. It's only natural because we'll go to court. Even though you didn't know that Azaria was married, you are married, right?
If you mess with a wrong person, you have no choice but to settle out of court.
Okay, I'll pay, so please don't report it to my company. Wait a minute. You suck. How can you just protect yourself and throw me under the bus? Now that things are like this, you better marry me after the divorce. I won't be the only one suffering in hell. Then, I won't report this to your company either.
It's strange. Despite getting what they both wanted, they didn't seem happy at all.
Oh, well, I guess we'll have to get a divorce even more so. I'll be demanding alimony, just so you know. If I pay alimony, will you keep it a secret from the company? Please tell them that the reason for divorce is just a personality mismatch, and not say anything about the affair.
How selfish can he be? But right now, divorce is the top priority.
First of all, what good would it do for me if I tell the truth in the first place? I would make divorce my top priority, so you just have to pay alimony without fighting back, okay? Of course, I'll also demand compensation from you, Azaria. It's tough for both of you, but good luck. If you both pay properly, I won't report to your company either.
Upon hearing this, Sterling was pleased. His company is a good one, after all. So, as long as he keeps working there, he'll eventually be able to make the same amount of money that he would pay for alimony. Sterling agreed to the divorce, and Azaria signed the divorce papers as well. After that, I got divorced, confirmed that I received the alimony payment from him, and then I reported what Sterling did to his company. Then, the phone rang.
Hello? Hey, that's a breach of contract. You reported everything to my company, didn't you? Because of that, I got fired.
Just as I had expected, he called me. I took a deep breath and told Sterling,
You know, I never said I wouldn't report it. I only asked if there was any benefit for me. Of course, there was, so I reported it. Shut up, shut up. The president of our company hates affairs, and we are not allowed to have an affair. That's why we kept it a secret.
Then why did he start in the first place? What are people who have affairs thinking?
That's just reaping what you sowed. If you are done talking, I'm going to hang up. Wait, I actually need you to lend me some money. I can't pay back my debts anymore.
I was surprised. Even if they don't have money, after the division of property and paying alimony, if the couple is going to work together, it shouldn't be a problem even if he gets fired.
After that, Azaria hasn't worked at all, and she has been just lazying around all day. She goes on shopping sprees saying that she is stressed. She's stopped dressing up, she's gained weight, and now she looks like a pig. Huh? It hasn't even been 6 months since then. Can a person change that much?
According to Sterling, it seemed that Azaria's true love was her husband, Titus. She has blamed Sterling for the divorce, and she has been eating away their money and food. My mother-in-law had moved in with them too, and she had used up all the remaining money. Azaria had also borrowed money in Sterling's name from dubious sources. After hearing all this, I told Sterling,
Well, I'm just a stranger now. Good luck. Actually, I'm getting married soon. Since then, Titus and I have been consoling each other and got along well. I've already moved, and I don't think we would meet again, so let me thank you. Thank you for divorcing me. I'll be a mother next year.
As I said that, Azaria, who must have been listening beside him, started talking.
What? You've been dating Titus? Trade with me right now. Hey, what are you saying? I'm going to divorce you, too.
A marital quarrel erupted. I wanted to hang up, so I said,
I've had enough of this couple comedy, so bye. I'm going to block your calls.
And I hung up without waiting for a response. Afterward, I heard about what happened to Sterling and Azaria, from Titus's friend. It turned out they got divorced right after that. Azaria couldn't stop her extravagant spending, accumulated more debts, and now she's working in a nightclub. Sterling, on the other hand, lives with his mother, so no woman, let alone a young girl, would come near him. We are a couple who had overcome the same difficulties. Let's learn from this and make sure it doesn't happen again.